Okay, so in today's class, we'll be preparing for test 1, biology test 1 preparation. My name is Tutajuma to those who don't know me. So in today's MCQs, they'll focus on carbohydrates, lipids, and water. Okay, if you want to register with Discrete Learning Institute, and we are there to make sure that you get the best of your grades. Okay, so now our first question for today is starting with carbohydrates. So like the way they've been placed, the hierarchy, that's how the questions have been arranged. So the first questions, they start with carbohydrates. So the first question is question 1. Which of the following best describes carbohydrates? A. Compounds containing only carbon and hydrogen. B. Compounds with general formula CX H2O Y. Then C. Compounds containing nitrogen and sulfur. D. Compounds made exclusively of amino acids. E. Compounds containing carbon and nitrogen in a 1-to-1 ratio. F. I do not know. Yes? You are free to respond. Anyone?
Sir, A maybe.
So, okay, so carbohydrates, they contain carbon and hydrogen, but they also have another component, oxygen. Remember the way that you defined carbohydrates. You said that carbohydrates are hydrates of carbon. So meaning that somewhere there might be something like water. So the best answer which you can put here is B. Okay, so B is the answer. Okay, so carbohydrates, they are hydrates of what? Of carbon. So this is the general formula which represents the carbohydrates. So there's carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Okay, so if this one had oxygen, it would have been correct, but it's wrong because it doesn't have the what? It doesn't have the oxygen. Question 2. In carbohydrates, the ratio of hydrogen to oxygen is generally A. 1-to-1, B. 1-to-2, C. 2-to-1, D. 3-to-1, E. 2-to-2, F. I do not know.
B.
No?
C.
Yes, it's C. So you've seen how they've arranged it. So you've seen how they've arranged this because they've said hydrogen to oxygen. So meaning that it's hydrogen to oxygen. So it says hydrogen it is 2, oxygen is 1. So it is 2-to-1. Okay, don't forget. Okay, our next question. Question 3. Which of the following is a pentose? A. Glucose, B. Fructose, C. Galactose, D. Ribose, E. Maltose, F. I do not know.
Ribose.
Yes, correct. Question 4. Ribose is an important component. Ribose is an important component of A. DNA, B. RNA, C. Cellulose, D. Chitin, F or E. Glycogen, F. I do not know.
RNA.
Yes, RNA. Correct. Question 5. Ribose and deoxyribose form a 5-membered ring known as A. pyranose, B. furanose, C. hexanose, D. cyclohexane, E. peptidose, F. I do not know.
Furanose.
Yes, it creates the furanose ring. Okay. Question 6. Which of the following is not a hexose? Is not a hexose? A. Glucose, B. Fructose, C. Galactose, D. Ribose, E. All except D, F. I do not know.
Ribose.
Ribose. Okay, correct. Question 7. Starch and glycogen are formed from A. beta glucose or A. beta glucose, B. alpha glucose, C. ribose, D. fructose only, E. galactose only, F. I do not know.
Alpha glucose.
Yes, correct. Alpha glucose. Question 8. Galactose is a structural isomer of A. ribose, B. deoxyribose, C. glucose, D. maltose, E. sucrose, F. I do not know.
Glucose.
Yes, it's a structural isomer of glucose. Question 9. The alpha and beta forms of glucose. Yes, correct. So, question 9. The alpha and beta glucose and beta forms of glucose are examples of A. structural isomers, B. stereoisomers, C. proteins, D. polysaccharides, E. enzymes, F. I do not know.
Stereoisomers.
Yes, they are stereoisomers. Question 10. Sucrose consists of A. glucose plus glucose, B. galactose and glucose, C. Glucose and fructose, D. fructose and fructose, E. ribose and glucose, F. I do not know.
Glucose and fructose.
Yes, it is glucose and fructose. Okay, so if I was to ask what is the linkage between in sucrose, how is the linkage? The glycosidic bond which is formed. How is the linkage? It's alpha what? Alpha 1 comma what or alpha comma 2 anything. How is the linkage?
So isn't it alpha 1 comma 2?
Yes, it's alpha 1 comma 2 glycosidic bond. Okay, wonderful. So don't forget, so the things to know, make sure you know what sucrose contains, know what lactose contains, know what maltose contains, all those. Okay, you need to know them because they're very important when it comes to carbohydrates. So at least know them so that even if they give you a question, you'll be able to answer. Okay, question 11. So on question 11, we have disaccharides are formed by A. oxidation, B. condensation, C. reduction only, D. phosphorylation, E. transamination, F. I do not know.
Condensation.
Yes, it is condensation or dehydration or the removal of water. Okay, so that is, oh yes, the removal of water, condensation. So question 12, the bond joining two monosaccharides in a disaccharide is called A peptide bond, B hydrogen bond, C glycosidic bond, D ionic bond, E ester bond, F. I do not know.
Glycosidic bond.
It's the glycosidic bond. Okay, correct. Question 13. Which of the following is primarily a structural polysaccharide? A structural polysaccharide. A. Starch. B. Glycogen. C. Cellulose. D. Sucrose. E. Maltose. F. I do not know.
Cellulose.
Cellulose.
Yes. Where is it found?
In plants.
Yes, in plants. Wonderful. In the cell of what? Of plants. Question 14. Which pair consists entirely of storage polysaccharides? A. Cellulose and chitin. B. Starch and glycogen. C. Lactose and maltose. D. Sucrose and glucose. E. Cellulose and starch. F. I do not know.
Starch and glycogen.
It's B.
Starch and yeah.
So chitin is a structural. This is also structural. Then this one is comprising of a storage and a structural. So the best answer is B. For glycogen, it is animal storage, like it's the starch for animal. Then for the starch, normal starch, it is for plants. Okay, it's a storage for plants. Okay. Then question 15. The major storage carbohydrate in plants is A. Glycogen. B. Starch. C. Cellulose. D. Chitin. E. Lactose. F. I do not know.
Starch.
Yes.
Starch.
16. Starch is a polymer of A. Beta glucose. B. Alpha glucose. C. Fructose. D. Galactose. E. Ribose. F. I do not know.
Alpha glucose.
Yes, alpha glucose is what makes up the starch. Okay. Question 17. The two major components of starch are A. Cellulose and chitin. B. Amylose and amylopectin. C. Glycogen and cellulose. D. Maltose and lactose. E. Glucose and fructose. F. I do not know.
Amylose and amylopectin.
Yes, correct. Amylose and amylopectin. Question 18. The glucose molecules in amylose are linked mainly by A. Alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds. B. Alpha 1,6 glycosidic bonds. C. Beta 1,4 glycosidic bonds. D. Beta 1,6 glycosidic bonds. E. Alpha 1,2 glycosidic bonds. F. I do not know.
Alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds.
Correct. And amylose, is it branched or is a straight chain?
It's a straight chain.
Yes. Okay. It is a straight chain. Okay, linking from alpha 1,4 glycosidic linkage. Okay, so that is it. Question 19. The branch points in amylopectin are formed by A. Alpha 1,2 bonds. B. Alpha 1,4 bonds. C. Alpha 1,6 bonds. D. Beta 1,4 bonds. E. Beta 1,6 bonds. F. I do not know.
Alpha 1,6 bonds.
Yes, correct. So amylopectin is made up of alpha 1,4 and alpha 1,6 glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bonds. So don't forget that this one for amylopectin, it is also similar to that of glycogen. Okay, but the difference with it is that glycogen is more branched. So that is this is something that you need to know. Okay, question 20. Which statement correctly compares glycogen, cellulose, and chitin? A. All three are polymers of alpha glucose. B. Glycogen is an animal storage polysaccharide. Cellulose is a beta glucose structure polysaccharide, and chitin is a polymer of N-acetyl-D-glucosamine. C. Glycogen occurs only in plants, cellulose occurs in animals, and chitin occurs in bacteria. D. All three are disaccharides. E. Cellulose and chitin are both storage polysaccharides. F. I do not know. So the answer that one?
B.
It's B,
B.
right?
C.
It's B. Okay, it's the one which comprises all the true things. This one, C is wrong because of glycogen occurs only in plants. No, it occurs only in animals. Okay, then cellulose occurs in animals. This is opposite. Cellulose occurs in plants. Chitin occurs in bacteria. No. Insects, not bacteria. Bacteria, what polysaccharide is found in bacteria?
Peptidoglycan.
Yes. Peptidoglycan. Okay. Don't forget. Okay. So the answer is B. Okay. Are we clear on this part?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us move to lipids. So question 21. Question 21 says which vitamins are classified as fat soluble vitamins? A, B and C, B, A, D, E and K, C, B1, B2 and B12, D, C and K only, E, A and C only, F, I do not know. Which one looks like this one?
B.
Yes, it's B. So you can use the mnemonic ADEC. These are the fat soluble vitamins. Okay, these are the fat soluble vitamins. ADEC. So and you've solved this one. So B is the answer. Question 22. Lipids are generally A, highly soluble in water, B, insoluble in water, C, soluble only in water, D, ionic compounds, E, proteins, F, I do not know.
Insoluble in water.
Yes, they are insoluble in water. Okay. Question 23. A fatty acid consists of A, an amino group and a phosphate group, B, a hydrocarbon chain terminating with a carboxylic acid group. C, a glycerol molecule only. D, a carbohydrate chain. E, a nitrogenous base and a sugar. F, I do not know. Anyone?
B.
Yes.
B.
B. So you find out that it's going to have it's going to be a hydrocarbon. It will be something like this. Yes, correct. Then it's going to terminate with this. Okay. So this is the carboxylic acid group. So that is how these are. So you can, if you don't want to express it like that, you can just write it like this. Like that. Okay. Or you can just do this. This is the carboxylic. The skeletal structure, carboxylic what? Group. Okay. So you're done with 23. Question 24. Saturated fatty acids contain A, one or more carbon to carbon double bonds. B, no carbon to carbon double bonds. C, nitrogen carbon bonds. D, peptide bonds. E, phosphate bonds. F, I do not know. Anyone? Let's be quick.
Then carbon. B.
So this one no. A no.
B.
So I would go with B. Why would I go with B? Because
B.
yeah, for A it's saying that one or more carbon to carbon double bonds. It doesn't have this. Okay, it doesn't have one. It's just a carbon to carbon one single bond. Okay, so if it has double bond, meaning that it is wrong. So this one is saying that no carbon to carbon double bonds. Okay, it's the best option because even if they've not mentioned to say carbon to carbon single bond, but since they've just mentioned this one is the best option and it is better than the rest. Okay. 25. The general structure of fatty acid is represented by A, CH3 CH2X COOH, B, CH3 COOH only, C, C6 hydrogen 12 oxygen 6, D, carbon 6 or carbon 3 hydrogen 8 oxygen 3, E, carbon 12 hydrogen 22 oxygen 11. F, I do not know. Anyone? So that we move so fast. Okay, so the best answer is A.
A.
Yes, A. A is the best answer. Because from here, either you multiply with a certain number, it's going to give you a certain number of what? Of a particular fatty acid that you want. Okay, so question 26. Phospholipids are described as amphipathic because they possess A, 2 polar heads, B, 2 non-polar tails, C, a polar head and a non-polar tail, D, only polar groups, E, only non-polar groups, F, I do not know.
C.
Yes.
The polar is and the
Yes, correct. That. Okay, wonderful. Correct. Question 27. Which of the following is an example of a saturated fatty acid? A, oleic acid, B, stearic acid, C, glycerol, D, cholesterol, E, phospholipid, F, I do not know.
B.
yeah, B.
It's B. So the answer is B. Okay. For A, it is unsaturated. So if we come across such a question again, if there will be that, the answer is for unsaturated it is oleic. Okay. So between the two, oleic and stearic acid, which one is liquid at room temperature and which one is solid at room temperature?
Liquid oleic. Stearic is solid.
Wonderful, correct. So that is it. Question 28. Stearic acid contains A, 12 carbon atoms, B, 14 carbon atoms, C, 16 carbon atoms, D, 18 carbon atoms, E, 20 carbon atoms, F, I do not know.
C.
18. It contains 18 carbon atoms. Okay. Question 29. The chemical formula of stearic acid is A, carbon, hydrogen 3, CH2 16 COOH, B, CH3 CH2 7 CH CH 2 7 COOH, C, C3 H8 O3, D, C6 hydrogen 12 oxygen 6, E, carbon 12 hydrogen 22 oxygen 11, F, I do not know. We said that stearic acid has how many carbons?
18.
So of these, which one has 18?
A.
Yes. So A, it has 1. This is 16 times 1, so it's 16. So it's 1 plus 16, it is 18, 17, plus this one here, 18. So this is, so I'm sure someone answered 16. You might try to get this 16 which is here, but no, you don't get that one. That one is multiplying with this, but if you count all the carbon atoms here, that's when you get 18. Okay. Questions 30. Which of the following is an example of unsaturated fatty acid? A, stearic acid, B, oleic acid, C, glycerol, D, cholesterol, E, beeswax, F, I do not know.
B.
Yes. Question 31. Unsaturated. Question 31. Unsaturated fatty acids contain A, no carbon to carbon bonds, B, one or more carbon to carbon double bonds, C, only carbon to carbon single bonds. D, peptide bonds. E, phosphodiester bonds. F, I do not know.
D.
Yes. So it either has one or more carbon to carbon double bonds, which follows the next question. Question 32. A monounsaturated fatty acid contains A, no double bonds. B, one carbon to carbon double bond. C, two carbon to carbon double bonds. D, three double bonds. E, four double bonds. F, I do not know.
A.
No?
B.
D.
Yes, it's B. It has one. Okay? Mono unsaturated. So meaning that it is unsaturated but it has one. Okay. Then polyunsaturated, meaning that it has more than one. Okay. Question 33. The presence of a double bond in an unsaturated fatty acid produces A, a straight rigid chain. B, a bend or a kink. C, a peptide bond. D, a phosphate group. E, a ring structure. F, I do not know.
A bend or a kink.
Yes, it creates a kink or a bend. Okay, wonderful. Question. So by the kink they mean this. It can cause the structure to bend like that. So it's causing the structure because of the double bond. Okay, it bends. Okay, instead of going straight like this, you find that it bends, starts going up like that. Okay, that is what they mean. Then question 34. Unsaturated fatty acids are generally A, more rigid than saturated fatty acids. B, more flexible than saturated fatty acids. C, are always solid at room temperature. D, insoluble in organic solvents. E, made of glycerol only. F, I do not know.
B.
B.
Yes, they are more flexible. Okay, so if you have to bring a hydrogen atom to it can be easily react with that hydrogen through the process of hydrogenation. Okay, unlike if you bring to a saturated compound, because it is stable, it doesn't need any other atom. It will be very hard for you to add the hydrogen there. Okay. Question 35. Unsaturated fatty acids generally melt at A, higher temperatures than saturated fatty acids. B, much lower temperatures than saturated fatty acids. C, exactly the same temperature. D, 100 degrees Celsius only. E, 0 degrees Celsius only. F, I do not know.
Much lower temperature than saturated fat.
Yes, wonderful. So they melt at a much lower temperature. Question 36. Oleic acid is A, a saturated 18 carbon fatty acid. B, a monounsaturated 18 carbon fatty acid. C, a polyunsaturated 12 carbon fatty acid. D, a carbohydrate. E, a steroid. F, I do not know.
Monounsaturated 18 carbon fat acid.
Yes, wonderful. Okay. Question 37. In cis unsaturated fatty acids, the hydrogen atoms are A, on opposite sides of the double bond. B, on the same side as the hydrogen, as the double bond. C, absent. D, attached to oxygen. E, attached to the nitrogen. F, I do not know.
On the same sides of the double bond.
Okay, wonderful. So correct. Then trans, it's on the opposite side. Okay, so you need to know on trans and cis bonds. Okay, so just look it up. Then question 38, glycerol is A, a 3-carbon polyalcohol, B, a 5-carbon sugar, C, a steroid, D, a protein, E, a fatty acid, F, I do not know.
A 3-carbon polyalcohol.
Wonderful. It is a polyalcohol. Question 39. The chemical formula of glycerol is A, C3H8 oxygen 3, B, C6 hydrogen 12 oxygen 6, C, carbon 12 hydrogen 22 oxygen 11, D, carbon, this is stearic acid. So then E, carbon 5 hydrogen 10 oxygen 5, F, I do not know.
A.
Yes, it is A. Okay, correct. So polyalcohol. Wonderful. So 1, 2, 3, carbon 3, hydrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. Then oxygen 1, 2, 3. Okay, and you're done. Question 40. Glycerol contains A, 1 hydroxyl group, B, 2 hydroxyl groups, C, 3 hydroxyl groups, D, 4 hydroxyl groups, E, no hydroxyl groups, F, I do not know.
3 hydroxyl groups.
Yes, there are 3 hydroxyl groups. C. Okay. Question 41. Glycerides are compounds formed between A, glucose and fructose, B, glycerol and fatty acids, C, amino acids and glycerol, D, cholesterol and glucose, A, DNA and RNA, F, I do not know.
B, glycerol and fatty acids.
Okay, wonderful. So question 42. The bond between glycerol and the fatty acid in a glyceride is a dash or an A, peptide bond, B, ester bond, C, hydrogen bond, D, ionic bond, E, phosphodiester bond, F, I do not know.
Ester bond.
Yes, it is an ester bond that forms between them. Question 43. Formation of glycerides from glycerol and fatty acids is A, hydrolysis reaction, B, condensation reaction, C, oxidation reaction only, D, reduction reaction only, E, neutralization reaction, F, I do not know. What's the answer?
B.
Yes. Which is there on question 44. It's there. Question 44. During the formation of glyceride by condensation, okay, A. Oxygen gas is released. B. Water is released. C. Carbon dioxide is released. D. Nitrogen is released. E. Glucose is released. F. I do not know.
Water is released.
Okay. That's why it's condensation. Question 45. A triglyceride contains A. 1 fatty acid chain, B. 2 fatty acid chains, C. 3 fatty acid chains, D. 4 fatty acid chains, E. No fatty acid chains. F. I do not know.
3 fatty
Three.
acid chains.
Yes, 3 fatty acid chains. Then question 46. Triglycerides are classified as fats when they are A. Liquid at 20 degrees Celsius, B. Solid at 20 degrees Celsius, C. Gaseous at 20 degrees Celsius, D. Soluble in water, E. Made only from cholesterol, F. I do not know. What's the answer? So they are fats. So when you look at fats, are they liquid or are they solid? Hello? Anyone?
Fats are solids.
So meaning that if they are solid at 20 degrees Celsius, meaning that they are what? They are fats. Okay. So the answer is B. Then question 47. Triglycerides are classified as oils when they are A. Solid at 20 degrees Celsius, B. Liquid at 20 degrees Celsius, C. Gaseous at 20 degrees Celsius, D. Insoluble in organic solvents, E. Made from proteins, F. I do not know.
B.
B.
Okay. Wonderful. So question 48. A phospholipid is a modified A. Monosaccharide, B. Triglyceride, C. Protein, D. Steroid, E. Nucleotide, F. I do not know.
B.
Yes, it's a modified triglyceride. Okay, when it has 3 glycerides, one of them is going to be replaced by a phosphate. There's a phosphate added to one. As a result, becomes the phospholipid. Okay. Question 49. In a phospholipid, one fatty acid is replaced by A. A glucose molecule, B. A phosphate group linked to a nitrogen containing molecule, C. A protein, D. A cholesterol molecule, E. A carbohydrate polymer, F. I do not know. What's the answer? Yes, it's B. Then question 50. Phospholipids are important component of A. Cell walls only, B. Cell membranes, C. DNA molecules, D. Ribose, E. Chromosomes only, F. I do not know.
Cell membrane.
Correct. Cell membranes. waxes are mainly esters of fatty acids and A. short chain sugars, B. long chain alcohols, C. amino acids, D. glycerol only, E. nucleotides, F. I do not know.
B. Long chain alcohols.
Yes, it's made up of long chain alcohols. Question 52. One major function of waxes is A. protein synthesis, B. waterproofing, C. DNA replication, D. ATP synthesis, E. glycolysis, F. I do not know.
Waterproofing.
Yes, waterproofing. Question 53. The most common type of animal steroid is A. glycerol, B. cholesterol, C. oleic acid, D. stearic acid, E. beeswax, F. I do not know.
B.
Cholesterol. Wonderful. Question 54. Cholesterol is important because it A. forms part of the cell membranes and is a precursor of steroid hormones, B. is a main carbohydrate in plants, C. forms cellulose, D. is a protein digesting enzyme, E. is a component of DNA, F. I do not know.
A.
Yes, wonderful. It's A. Okay, now we have 6 questions on water. So, question 55 says, which of the following best describes water? A non-polar organic compound, B. a polar inorganic compound, C. a non-polar inorganic compound, D. an organic compound, an organic acid, E. a polar carbohydrate, F. I do not know.
A polar inorganic compound.
Yes. Then question 56, which of the following is a unique property of water caused largely by hydrogen bonding? A. low boiling point, B. high heat capacity, C. complete non-polarity, D. high compressibility, E. insolubility of polar compounds, F. I do not know.
High heat capacity.
Yes. So you find out that it requires something like at one something like 4.18 kilojoules. I think that's kilojoules of energy for 1 degree Celsius, something like that. Okay, it requires a lot of energy for it to start being heated. Okay, so it has a high heat capacity, and it's caused because of the hydrogen bonding. Okay, then question 57, water is described as the universal solvent mainly because of its A. low boiling point, B. high density, C. high or polar nature, D. low heat capacity, E. non-polar nature, F. I do not know.
C.
Polar nature.
Yes, polar nature. Okay, question 58. Water molecules are held together primarily by A. ionic bonds, B. peptide bonds, C. hydrogen bonds, D. metallic bonds, E. glycosidic bonds, F. I do not know.
Hydrogen bonds.
Wonderful. Hydrogen bonds. Question 56. Ice floats, or 59. Ice floats on water because A. ice contains no hydrogen bonds, B. ice is less dense than liquid water, C. Ice is more dense than liquid water. D. Water becomes non-polar when frozen. E. Ice contains contains more oxygen atoms. F. I do not know.
A.
Ice is less dense than liquid water.
Yes, ice is less dense than liquid water. For A, it has actually in ice, ice contains 4 hydrogen bonds. Then in liquid water, there are 3.4 hydrogen bonds. The fourth hydrogen bond wants to be formed, but because it's liquid water, particles are slightly passing each other. The fourth bond is not usually formed in liquid water. As a result, it forms a 3.4 bond. Okay. Question 60. Which of the following is generally miscible with water? A. Most oils. B. Hydrocarbons. C. Ethanol. D. Fats. E. Wax. F. I do not know.
Ethanol.
Yes, ethanol. So these other ones, oils, hydrocarbons, these are just the same. Okay, these are fats, wax, all these are lipids. Lipids are not soluble in water. And when they say miscible, they mean they complete mixing. Okay. When you add alcohol and water, they will mix completely. Okay. That is one thing you need to note. Okay. So we have come to the end of the questions that I had for us today.